All right, so front pods are finally shipping. So this is a how-to on installing your 6-inch on your pre-22 K1600 over your existing grill. So hopefully you watched the other video on our site to see how you get this off. Once this is off, we're going to remove the stock grill insert, and this will take the place of that. It's not very difficult, so bear with me and we will get started. You're going to want to pop this out. See, there's little clips around the perimeter. There is one screw you got to remove, otherwise she just unsnaps. From here, what we're going to do is just do a little test fit. Should fit pretty well all the way around. And what we're going to need to do, you can use a marker or a scribe or even like a long drywall screw. And what we're going to want to do is go into this top corner and mark this hole. Now this is going to be the pain in the butt hole because it's right on this edge of the factory opening. And then holding it in place, we're going to want to mount or mark the bottom hole. All right, from there we have a mark. We'll go ahead and drill those out. And I'll be back to show you what the next step is. While drilling this top one, I had a realization that I should share. What I like to do is actually start kind of down from the corner, if you can see that, and start drilling and then bring yourself vertical. Being that that's right on that corner, it's kind of a pain to get it started any other good way. So drill that out, you're good. Open this one out. I usually just do about 3/16 of an inch. That'll give us a little bit of wiggle with the stock screw in there for any final compression and tightening. Now that I got the holes drilled, you can kind of work your way to get them lined up. Like I said, usually about 3/16, maybe a 1/4 inch will get you to where you have nice and freedom to drop a screw in there. I have a screw in both holes just for keeping it in place for now, because what we're going to have to do is actually trim out this plastic that's going to get in our way. So I like to use a little silver Sharpie and mark this. Inside, you can see that stock, you see in there or not, the stock edge of the original grill is going to be a fine reference for you to cut. Over here, I like to mark where that edge is, and realistically from this little notch in there, we can make a straight line from that to there. That's going to be enough clearance for most speakers that you're going to be putting in here. Use your own discretion. If you have a bigger magnet, you got to trim that out a little bit. Do what you got to do. You can always look in to see exactly where you can't go, but other than that, what I like to use here, you can use a Dremel tool with like a little spiral bit, a body saw. That's probably the primary tools. Little trim tools from Harbor Freight would work, but I guess do what you got to do. I like using a little Dremel tool. It works really well. It's really easily controlled, but I'll be back when that's cut. We got these pieces cut that we marked. I did want to show the kind of bit that I use. It's just a straight 1/8 inch bit, little carbide, and this is what I was saying about a Dremel. This is a rotary tool. You can use a Dremel, same concept. You know, you get it spinning and you can just ease it into the plastic and control it with both hands and get a nice straight even cut. You can kind of see where I went next to that Sharpie line. Quick and simple. You probably buy yourself some of these bits at Harbor Freight for next to nothing. If it's a one-time job like this, definitely worth hitting up Harbor Freight. So that'll be the last of the modifications that we need. So this will actually go right on in here. You can see plenty of clearance for your speaker now. From here, what we're going to want to do is put a screw in to hold the bottom. Now you will be using your original BMW button head. We will send you a little nut for the back side. It's just purely for aesthetics, but it'll look really clean. I don't think you'll see it much, but you'll know it's there. Do that. And then we're going to grab this. I'm sure you were wondering what the bat wing was for. So this is a backing plate to sandwich everything together. The middle screw on our pod here is going to be for going straight through the backing plate, and that's going to mount our pod to the grill without the speaker. At this point, you can certainly run some silicone in here to seal up these edges. It fits really nice and tight, so it's not necessary. Get that nice and lined up. This hole here, this here is going to be for your speaker mount. So you do have the 4 holes for your speaker. Just as an example, I have an ARC audio here. The way this is going to go is, first, make sure this guy's nice and tight, because you're not going to get a second chance. This actually gets flush mounted under this speaker, so tighten that guy down. Line your speaker up here. Get yourself a long 832, another long 832. Should go through there. There we go. There we go. Nut the back side. Nut the back side of this guy. And that leaves us fully mounted to the grill. These 2 screws mount the speaker to the body of the pod. And since that's a printed part, we can't do a through and through. And we don't really screw into that with machine threads. We have these heavy coarse thread. We already have thread inserts in here. So you're going to use these coarse thread screws to go into these 2 locations. Tighten them up just firm. Use a screwdriver. You don't need to, run a ugga-dugga into that guy. And go through and snug everything up. Put your grill on there, and this will mount the same way it originally did, just with some extra weight. But that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to email or call us. But otherwise, enjoy.